Everybody's talking about The Social Dilemma, a new documentary on Netflix. So obviously the notion that if a service is free, you're the product is 100% true. But this is something that if it's really news to you, then you might have been living under a rock. Because social media have been working this way for at least a decade or more. And one thing that I need to point out right away is that it's really funny because Netflix also uses a lot of algorithms that track your every preference, and they kind of get you glued to the TV to watch another episode and another episode and then just waste your life away. But they never mentioned Netflix in that list of the evildoers. Well, duh. So I think that from that side it's a little bit hypocritical. Personally, I use Twitter, but not really that much, and I used to use LinkedIn, but I realized that it's just a completely pointless platform of people trying to sell you ways to sell on LinkedIn. But I don't really have a personal Instagram that's a collection of my life stories. I do have an Instagram account, but it's mostly about my skateboarding tricks. So nothing really about my life except for like little tidbits every now and then. But I did make a little test recently. I reinstalled Instagram, the app, on my phone because I normally don't have it on my phone. And I used it for about a week. And my idea was to just spend a little bit of time inside the app and start looking at photos of friends and suggested photos and just basically scrolling the feed a little bit. And I can't really say that the algorithm is that precise and that it's doing everything to keep me glued to that screen, because most of the photos that it was suggesting to me weren't really meaningful in any way. So it was pretty easy to actually turn it off. But what I realized is that this 1 week was enough for my mood to decrease by at least 20%. So like on average, I was feeling a little bit more anxious and stressed. Well, not really my normal self. And I keep a journal of my mood every day, so it was pretty easy to track. But obviously that was just a quick test, so I removed Instagram right away. Fun fact. An average smartphone user scrolls through about 300 feet or 90 meters of content a day. That's about the height of the Statue of Liberty. There's one point that is being completely missed here in the long run. And I wanted to talk about this because I believe that if you're abusing social media like most people do, like if you're spending hours just doing this, then I think that you might not be as productive, and thus you might not get enough money to be actually able to afford all those things those advertisers are trying to sell you. So this might be a fight for our attention, but the people whose attention they'll be getting might not have the cash to actually spend because they'll be just doing the scrolling and not really earning the cash. So it's already making humanity as a whole lazier and less productive. But I think that in the long run, people will be even lazier and even less productive, so they'll be getting even less cash on hand to spend on those ad things. So I think that in the end, that advertising business can actually eat its own tail and kill itself, and that's gonna be good. And if you look at it from the perspective of the ads themselves, then having personalized ads that are actually all about the stuff that you want at the time is not really that bad. What's bad is that you are wasting time that you could be doing something productive in. And you only get a set amount of time in your life. And if you're gonna waste a lot of it, you might not accomplish or be able to accomplish what you have planned. So in general, you should remove social media or just completely limit the use of it. And if you're creating content or sharing content, it might be just good to upload stuff and then quickly just get out of there. And also it's a little bit silly because obviously I do want you guys to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment, a like, or share the video. And I think that everybody says that, but what I'm really trying to achieve here is to share what I know and to help you not make the same mistakes that I did. Obviously, you can't just call it bullshit and just make me the part of the problem as well, and maybe you're right. But at the same time, just being too much on any device is gonna be harmful. So just take the right approach, and most of all, focus on not looking at other people's shit, just doing good shit yourself, because that's the whole point. Cheers.